Good morning, students. This video is for grade 6th, subject science. We are continuing with block 9, LP3 and LP4. The title is Changes Around Us. The aim of this lesson is to classify changes as exothermic and endothermic and to explain why heating and cooling cause expansion and contraction, respectively. The resources required are 2 spoons each of detergent powder and glucose powder, 2 beakers with 50 ml water. Instead of beaker, you can take any glass jar. 1 lab thermometer, 2 stirrer or spoons, 2 spoons of quicklime and ammonium chloride. Science notebook and exit content book. Students, ensure that you can collect these resources before going ahead in the video. The keywords are exothermic, endothermic, expansion and contraction. Students, have you ever dissolved salt in water? Does the container feel cold or hot after that? Why do you think this happens? So let's see. When salt is dissolved in water, the container feels cold. In some changes, like when we dissolve salt in water, heat is absorbed from the surroundings. The container feels cool due to this. In some changes, the opposite happens. Heat is evolved and the surroundings feel warm or hot. So today we will perform an activity to classify changes based on whether they absorb or evolve heat. Students, copy this table in your notebook and measure and record the temperature of water in the 2 beakers or glass jar. You have to note down the initial temperature. Then to 1 beaker add detergent powder and to other beaker add glucose powder. Stir the two till they dissolve completely. Now measure the temperature again after dissolution and they will be noted in final temperature block. In this way you have to fill your table. For filling this table and observing the activity, you can pause the video and after that again resume the video. Now, there are some questions based on activity. In which changes did the temperature rise or fall? Why does temperature rise or fall in some changes? So students, the temperature rises when detergent and quicklime are mixed in water. The temperature falls when glucose and ammonium chloride are mixed with water. In some reactions, heat is produced, so the temperature rises, and in others, heat is absorbed, so the temperature falls. How are changes classified on the basis of rise and fall in temperature? What is an exothermic change? What is an endothermic change? What are some other examples of such changes? So let's see. The changes which involve temperature changes can be classified as exothermic and endothermic. Changes in which heat is evolved or given out are called exothermic changes, while the changes in which heat is absorbed or taken in are called endothermic changes. Students, in these two words, the meaning of therm is heat. Many exothermic changes happen around us. All changes which involve burning of fuels like wood, coal and LPG are exothermic changes because they release heat. Formation of manure from biodegradable waste is also an exothermic change. Melting of ice is an endothermic process because heat is consumed in this process. Now, respiration is an example of exothermic change. Why? Students, respiration is what? It is the breakdown of food with the help of oxygen, in which energy is released in the form of mechanical energy, which we use for doing work. Therefore, it is considered as an exothermic change. How do we classify changes? Can the same change be classified in more than one way? What type of changes are expansion and contraction? Why? What are some questions that you still have about classifying changes around us? Students, these are some questions which we will discuss before starting the new topic, that is expansion and contraction. These questions are based on previous lesson plans. So let's see. Changes can be classified as slow and fast based on speed of change, desirable and undesirable based on whether they are useful for us or not, periodic or non-periodic based on whether they recur after fixed interval of time or not, reversible or irreversible based on whether original substances can be obtained or not, and exothermic and endothermic based on whether heat is evolved or absorbed during the change. So some changes like respiration can be classified as slow, desirable and exothermic. Now let's see about the expansion and contraction. When a solid like iron is heated, its particles gain energy and move apart, which causes expansion. Most solids expand on heating, but metals expand more. Expansion is reversible because we can get the original substance back in its original form upon cooling. Liquids and gases also expand on heating. When solid, liquid and gases are cooled, the opposite process takes place. Their particles will lose energy and come closer. So they occupy lesser space, and this is called contraction. So we can say that expansion and contraction are reversible changes. They can be easily reversed and things can be obtained in their original form. These can happen due to change in season also. Now what are the uses of expansion and contraction? A tight metal lid can be opened by heating the lid so that it expands. We use mercury in thermometer as it expands on heating. So these are some few usefulness of expansion and contraction. Children, what we learn in this LP? We saw about exothermic and endothermic changes, and we saw about contraction and expansion. Now, you have to finish your S3 of volume book based on today's learning, and you have to complete your practice questions from 7 to 10 from the Exceed content book. Thank you, students. Have a great day.